At na-miss ko naman talaga si attorney.
Oo nga.
Oo, mula po sa Philippine Bar Association. Past president po siya, chairman din ng Movement Against Disinformation or MAD. Via Zoom, Attorney Rico Domingo. Attorney Rico, welcome back. Si Peter Atrica dito sa Impeachment 2026.
Good morning, Peter and Rika, and I'm back. I'm happy to be back. No?
Ay,
Kamusta
Hi,
yung mga kababayan natin?
Oh, na-miss ka namin. Umuulan pa naman
Hirap-
po ngayon. Hope
Hirap
you're
kasi
fine.
ng jet setter eh.
Oh. Marami
Hindi
pinupunta.
naman, hindi naman. Nandito rin ako.
Okay. Attorney Rico, let's talk about itong mga pangyayari kahapon. Pero I'd like to start kasi nagsampa din ng grave threats case laban kay VP Sara Duterte kahapon. This is different para po hindi maging confusing. Can you explain to us ano tong kaso na to outside of the impeachment and how it relates to the impeachment trial ongoing?
Okay, ito'y separate criminal charge no sa Vice Presidente. Although ang common denominator nito would be yung kanyang sinabi allegedly do sa footages na makita na po natin sa sa impeachment trial no in respect of Article 4. But this had been under investigation of the Department of Justice since about 2 years ago no. So ipinatang na yun nila ng NBI particularly ang kaso at nagkaroon ng preliminary investigation, summary yun, at napatunayan nila by way of establishment of the prima facie case. Ang prima facie case ay mas mataas ang threshold. No? Ang prima facie case na yon as compared to the dating threshold ng pag-filing ng criminal case sa court would be based on reasonable certainty of conviction. Mataas yan. So, in other words, nililikom ng NBI ang mga allegedly ang mga ebidensya against the Vice President and eventually they filed the information with the Regional Trial Court.
Okay.
Ito ngayon sa Quezon City po yan because that is the venue of the criminal act supposed to be.
Yeah.
Pareho din po itong grave threat. Article 4 po ito sa impeachment. But this time, criminal case naman po ang isinampa. Can a criminal case po, attorney, ano tawag dito? Can a criminal case continue or pwede ba itong dinggin while an impeachment case is still ongoing?
Yes, it can. It can independently, but may a little element na dapat nating tingnan dyan, no? While it's true that the Vice President is not vested with the right against double jeopardy or self-immunity like the President, kasi ang Presidente, hindi mo pwedeng ihabla yan anytime.
Yeah.
No? So habang siya ay may nanunungkulan bilang presidente, ang vice president and the other commissioners on the other constitutional commissions, no, like the COA, the COMELEC, the ombudsman, wala silang ganong presidential type of immunity from suit. Kaya pwede silang ihabla independently of what is ongoing right now. In this particular case with VP Sara, meron siyang impeachment trial undergoing. So pwede pong mangyari yan independently of the impeachment trial, even if assuming, and I think it's the case, that ang basis ng alleged grave threat would be yung nakita rin natin sa impeachment trial as well.
Okay. Halimbawa lang po, only for purposes of discussion, Attorney Rico, halimbawa napatunayang guilty siya sa grave threats case na isinampa. Ano po ang maximum penalty nito?
Malaki yan. I think ang pintaas ng penalty ngayon would be itinuon yan dito sa Cyber Prevention Act. Cybercrime Prevention Act at tumaas ang degree. At yan ay within the jurisdiction of the Regional Trial Court.
So in other words, aangat ba ng reclusion perpetua ito, yung mga ganon?
Mas mataas pa dyan.
Mas mataas pa.
Kasi tatlong degrees, no? Tatlong charges ang makakasama. At because of the Cybercrime Prevention Act impact on the charges, tumaas ang antas ng kanilang penalty.
But definitely, may kulong. Hindi lang ito restitution or bayad para sa danyos.
May kulong yan.
Oh.
Pero dapat natin patandaan na ang impeachment, since we are talking about whether it can go concurrent with the impeachment trial, itong criminal charges sa RTC, Regional Trial Court, tinatanong natin kung pwedeng at the same time i-try sila.
Correct.
Pwede yan. But again, we have to remind ourselves also that under the new rules ng DOJ, meron pa rin pagkakataon ang respondent, meaning the charged person, in the person of VP Sara, can still file a motion for reconsideration along that line. Although, yung information on 3 counts had already been instituted and filed with the Regional Trial Court. Pwede pa rin mag-motion for reconsideration and discretionary na sa Regional Trial Court yan whether to suspend the prosecution in his or her sala and defer to the motion for reconsideration that will be filed by, presumably, and I'm sure she would be filing a motion for reconsideration on that particular indictment.
Only, the motion for reconsideration is only for the criminal case, attorney, no? Hindi po ito. Opo.
Criminal case lang yan on 3 counts of grave threats.
Bailable po ba ang grave threat?
Yes. In fact, if I recall from the newspaper account, I haven't seen Rika and Peter. I haven't seen the information charges, no? Information sheets, no?
Yeah.
Have you? Have you seen the information?
No, not yet, Attorney Rico.
May proposed bail of 150,000, if I'm not mistaken, for the 3 counts. So pwede siyang i-bail. Unlike in plunder, as you will recall, in other cases that pinag-usapan natin ang mga ating mga explainers, unlike in plunder, walang bail supposed to be.
Okay.
Dito sa grave threat, may bail po yan.
Okay. Last thought on this topic, Attorney Rico, no? Palagay ba ninyo timely yung pagkaka-file nito dahil merong impeachment trial ongoing? Hindi kaya maging komplikado because 2 cases are or several cases are going on and being tried at the same time?
If you recall I think in interview rin ng spokesperson ng DOJ, no, sinabi niya, which I think is true as well, but again without the political ramifications nito, no, Peter and Rika, talaga namang matagal na nilang nagke-case build up yan, mga 2 years na yata yan or something. So in other words, nagkataon lang. And again, people will be surmising, hindi connected din yan sa impeachment trial. But again, ang importante masabi dito, independently of the impeachment trial, na-establish ba ang mga elements ng grave threats?
Yeah. Okay.
Diba? And according to the, there's a prima facie case of grave threats already.
Ayun.
And therefore, they're duty-bound. Kasama sa kanilang functions yun, they're duty-bound to file the necessary cases. Again, but ang question na ngayon will be, hindi ba selective justice ang ginagawa nila dito because tinutuon nila sa respondents sa impeachment trial? Well, this is a political theater altogether.
Yep.
And we cannot discount that matter. But again, ang tao bang may ginawang krimen kung ordinary tao pipiliin mo ba kung meron pa siyang other cases sa ibang kaso?
Yeah.
So hindi natin masasabi yan. So kung atin lang consistently ang ating prosecutorial staff and the people who are functioning as such, dapat tinitingnan niya lahat ng violations, whether maliit na tao ka o hindi, o malaking tao ka, dapat tuloy-tuloy na po yun.
Yeah,
Hindi pipiliin mo kung sino respondent.
Let the chips fall where they may, sabi nga nila.
Opo.
Attorney Rico,
That's their functions.
thank you so much, Attorney Rico. It's good to have you back and we will be in touch again certainly very soon. Salamat po, Attorney Rico.
Attorney, good morning.
Salamat din sa inyo. Nice talking to you.
Have a
Thank you.
nice day. Attorney Rico Domingo,
you too.
Chairman ng Movement Against Disinformation, past president ng PBA, Philippine Bar Association.